Good morning, students. Last lecture we studied about the internal structure of heart. In this video or in this lecture, we are studying what is the function of heart, or what do we mean by double circulation, that is function of heart. Functions of heart. We know that these are the blood vessels. This is superior vena cava, coronary sinus, inferior vena cava. That is, this is superior vena cava. These are coronary sinus. This is known as inferior vena cava. These three blood vessels receive blood from organ to heart, or these blood vessels carries blood from organ to heart, because this is a coronary sinus in the blood vessel which carries blood from heart to heart. Then inferior vena cava, that is lower portion of the heart to heart, and superior vena cava, upper portion of heart to heart, because these three veins carries impure blood to the heart. This is pulmonary artery. This is known as pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery, which carries impure blood from heart to lungs. This is the only exceptional case in artery. All arteries carries pure blood. This is only exceptional case, that is pulmonary artery, which carries impure blood. And this is pulmonary vein. This vein carries pure blood. All other veins carries impure blood. This is only exceptional case, that is pulmonary vein, which carries pure blood from lungs to heart. Then we discuss what do we mean by double circulation, or it is also known as double circulation. Double circulation. See, first of all, that is, this is known as right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle. From all organs of the body, that is kidney, brain, liver, all other organs, from that all other organs, impure blood, that is deoxygenated, it is also known as deoxygenated or impure blood. That blood consists Hb plus CO2. That is known as impure blood. That impure blood carried by superior vena cava, coronary sinus, and inferior vena cava to right atrium. That is, with this help of this blood vessel, the blood carried to the right atrium. So, right atrium consists of impure blood, or it is known as also Hb plus CO2, right atrium. From right atrium, that blood goes to right ventricle. From right atrium to right ventricle. So, right ventricle consists Hb plus CO2, that is impure blood. Right atrium and right ventricle consist of impure blood, which is carried by superior vena cava, coronary sinus, and inferior vena cava. I am writing that one, that is through superior vena cava, coronary sinus, and inferior vena cava to right atrium. From right atrium to right ventricle. Through this right ventricle, with the help of pulmonary artery, that impure blood transferred to lungs. That is, from right ventricle, with the help of pulmonary artery, because from this right ventricle, that blood goes with the help of pulmonary artery to lungs. That is, from right ventricle to pulmonary artery, and then from pulmonary artery to lungs. Pulmonary artery to lungs. In lungs, purification of blood takes place. Whatever purification, purification means that impure blood consists Hb plus CO2. That impure blood consists Hb plus CO2, and by inhalation we have taken O2s. In lungs, that CO2 gas from Hb removed and O2 gas is added with Hb, that is removal of CO2 gas and addition of O2 gas, that is with from impure blood HbCO2 to HbO2 transfer. This is known as purification of the blood, and purification of the blood takes place in lungs. Purification of the blood takes place in lungs, transformation of Hb plus CO2 to Hb plus O2 from lungs with the help of pulmonary vein, that is pulmonary vein. Again that blood transferred to the heart. Heart means left atrium. From left atrium to left ventricle, from left atrium to left ventricle, that is from lungs to pulmonary vein, from lungs to pulmonary vein, and pulmonary vein to right atrium, from right atrium to from lungs to pulmonary vein to left atrium, and from left atrium to left ventricle, from left atrium to left ventricle, that is from left atrium to left ventricle, through left ventricle to aorta. From this left ventricle that with the help of aorta is the largest blood vessel in our body. This is the aorta, which is starting from left ventricle. This is the largest blood vessel in the body, which carries pure blood. From left ventricle blood goes to aorta, and from aorta to all organs. From aorta to all organs, that is bifurcation of the aorta takes place. So this is the aorta. Some branches go downward, some branches upward, and some branches to the liver, heart. That is, their aorta bifurcated into arteries again bifurcated to arterioles, then capillaries. That is, that blood goes to the organ. That is pure blood means Hb plus O2. Pure blood means Hb plus O2. In organ, at cell level, in mitochondria, that is Hb plus O2. This O2 is utilized for the assimilation, that is assimilation process, means formation of energy from glucose to ATP. This oxygen is used and carbon dioxide formed. That carbon dioxide again mixes with Hb. This is known as impure blood. That is utilization of oxygen and formation of carbon dioxide takes place in mitochondria or in cell of that organs. All the CO2 plus Hb, that is impure blood collected by capillaries, again venules to veins, and again veins to vena cava. That is from organ, that blood to veins, from veins to vena cava, and again return to the right atrium. This is the correct path. This is the correct path of blood flow. Once again I am repeating that. That is from various organs to superior, inferior, and coronary sinus, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary sinus. From all organs to this vena cava and coronary sinus. From this coronary sinus and vena cava to right atrium. From right atrium to right ventricle. So right atrium consists of impure blood. Right ventricle consists impure blood. This means right side of the human body or right side of the human heart consists of impure blood. Right side of the human heart consists impure blood because both chambers, right atrium and right ventricle, consist impure blood. From right ventricle, blood goes with the help of pulmonary artery to lungs. Because in lungs, in scientific language, lungs is known as pulmonary, and the blood vessels which carries blood from heart to organ is known as artery. So this artery is known as pulmonary artery, which is only exceptional case. Then from pulmonary artery blood goes to lungs. In lungs, purification of the blood takes place. That is Hb plus CO2 transfer to Hg plus O2 from lungs with the help of pulmonary veins, which is the only exceptional case which carries pure blood. Blood goes to left atrium. From left atrium to left ventricle. That is purification of the blood takes place in lungs. So coming blood with the help of pulmonary vein is pure. That is Hb plus O2, and this is also Hb plus O2. Means left side of human heart consists of pure blood and right side consists of impure blood. Right side impure blood, left side pure blood. From left ventricle to aorta. From this left ventricle to aorta and aorta to all organs of the body. In organ at cellular level, assimilation of the food takes place, and that assimilation of the food requires oxygen. That this oxygen from this pure blood is utilized and formation of carbon dioxide takes place. That carbon dioxide collected through venules, veins, vena cava, and again this tract repeat. That is, this is tract divided into two parts. It is first part from heart, that is right ventricle. From right ventricle to pulmonary artery. From pulmonary artery to lungs. From lungs to pulmonary vein. That is right ventricle to pulmonary artery to lungs, and lungs to again left atrium. That is pulmonary vein, and through pulmonary vein to left atrium. That is right ventricle means it is part of heart. Left atrium means it is part of heart. That is from heart to lungs and lungs to again heart. Heart to lungs and lungs to again heart. In the first lecture, we studied that difference between circulation and transportation. Circulation means starting point and final point is same, then that process is known as circulation. That is starting or initial point is heart and again final point is also heart. So heart to lungs and lungs to heart, such type of the circulation is known as pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation. That is from heart to lungs and again lungs to heart. This track or this pathway is known as pulmonary circulation. Then from heart, that is from left atrium to left ventricle. Left atrium to left ventricle, that is from left ventricle to aorta. From this left ventricle to aorta. From aorta to arteries or organs. At last, organs, assimilation of the food takes place in organ, transfer of oxygen to carbon dioxide, all these forms, and again that carbon dioxide replaced or transferred with the help of veins, that is vena cava, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary sinus. From organ to this vena cava and this vena cava to again right atrium. Means from heart to organs and again organs to heart, because left ventricle is a part of or it is a chamber of heart. Right atrium is a chamber of heart. So that is track is from heart to organs and organs to heart. Many organs come together to rise to a system. So this type of circulation is known as systemic circulation. Systemic circulation, that is from heart to organ and again organ to heart. This type of circulation is known as systemic circulation. First one is pulmonary circulation, that is from heart to lungs and lungs to again heart, is known as pulmonary circulation. And again heart to organs and organs to heart, this is known as systemic circulation. And some or addition of these two circulation, some or addition of these two circulation is known as double circulation. Means double circulation is equal to pulmonary circulation plus systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation plus systemic circulation is known as double circulation. Addition of some of these two circulation. Pulmonary circulation means from heart to lungs and again lungs to heart. Systemic circulation means heart to organs and again organ to heart. So this track, this sum or addition of these two circulation or collectively these two circulation is known as double circulation. So in human heart, always double circulation of the blood is observed. Double circulation of the blood. Clear झाला असेल माझा अंदाज आहे की डबल सर्क्युलेशन म्हणजे काय. फ्रॉम हार्ट ते ब्लड लंगला जातं आणि फ्रॉम लंग्स टू परत अगेन ते हार्टला येतं, त्याला आपण पल्मोनरी सर्क्युलेशन म्हणतो. आणि फ्रॉम हार्ट ते ऑर्गन पर्यंत जाते आणि परत ऑर्गन पासून परत एकदा ते हार्ट मध्ये येते, त्याला सिस्टेमिक सर्क्युलेशन म्हटलं जाते. आणि या दोघांची सम म्हणजेच डबल सर्क्युलेशन. There are pair of pulmonary artery, that is, this is the pulmonary artery. It bifurcates to left lobe of the lungs and right lobe of the lungs. That is, there are two pulmonary arteries and 4 pulmonary veins. Totally 4 pulmonary veins, and pair of the pulmonary arteries, 2 pulmonary arteries and 4 pulmonary veins. This is the pathway for double circulation. That is from right ventricle to pulmonary artery, from pulmonary artery to lungs, from lungs to pulmonary veins, from pulmonary vein to left auricle. So this circulation is known as pulmonary circulation. From left auricles, blood goes to left ventricle, from left ventricle to aorta, from aorta to body organs, various body organ or body part, from body organs to vena cava, from vena cava to right auricle. It is from left ventricle means heart, organs, again heart. This type of circulation is known as systemic circulation. So sum of pulmonary circulation plus systemic circulation is known as double circulation. Pulmonary circulation plus systemic circulation is equal to double circulation. This is important question. In board exam, question from this, they are always asked, that is, explain the term double circulation. Pulmonary circulation plus systemic circulation is nothing but double circulation. Our next point, heartbeat. Heartbeat. As we know that heart is formed by cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles. Yesterday or in last lecture, seen that cardiac muscles are involuntary in nature and striated. Involuntary and striated. These muscles have the property of excitability and conductivity. That is, cardiac muscles have property of excitability and conductivity. So always our heart, this suppose this heart, this is suppose this is the first chamber, second, third and fourth. always after some interval. This is compressed and relaxed state. When it is in compressed state, that is known as systole. Systole means compressed state of heart or chamber, and diastole means relaxed state of heart or chambers. Systole means compression stage and diastole means in relaxation state. That is a rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart. A rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart is called as heartbeat. This is the definition of heartbeat. That is rhythmic is continuously relaxation after contraction, relaxation, contraction, relaxation, contraction. This space goes on. That is rhythmic contraction means systole and relaxation means diastole. Systole and diastole of heart is called as heartbeat. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart is called as heartbeat. That is one heartbeat. One heartbeat consists one systole plus one diastole. One systole plus one diastole. One heartbeat consists one systole plus one diastole. Then number of heartbeats per minute. Number of heartbeat per minute is called a rate of heartbeat. It's called a rate of heartbeat per minute. म्हणजे एका मिनिटामध्ये जेवढ्या हार्टबीट होत असतील, that rate is known as rate of heartbeat, because this heartbeat originates from this center, that is known as SA node. This center is known as SA node. So because our heart is myogenic nature, means beats originate or regulated impulse heart itself or cardiac muscle of the heart itself. So it is known as myogenic in nature. This heartbeat in human body, in heart, originate at SA node or this is center at right atrium. And then how many heartbeat originate or beats per minute, that rate is known as a rate of heartbeat. If we see the normally rate of heartbeat in human body or in our body, it ranges from 70 to 75 beats per minute, and we take this as average as 72 beats per minute. Averagely 72 beats per minute in human body. Averagely 72 beats per minute. In fetus or when the child in mother's womb, that is in fetus, that ranges 140 to 160 beats per minute in fetus state. In child, in newborn, it ranges 120 beats to 140 beats per minute. And in child, it ranges near about 100 beats per minute. 100 beats per minute. In animals, suppose in a rabbit, a rate of heartbeat near about 210 beats per minute. Means in rabbit, the rate is 210 beats per minute. In blue whale, which is minimum in blue whale, that is less than 25 beats per minute. Minimum heartbeat observed in blue whale, which is less than 25 beats per minute. And in elephant, near about 28 beats per minute. Near about 28 beats per minute. As we observe the statistic, it clearly indicates that as age advances, means from fetal life to newborn baby, from newborn baby to child stage, and from child stage to adult stage is in human. It is continuously decreasing rate of heartbeat. That is in fetus 140 to 160 beats per minute. In newborn baby 120 to 140 is decrease count. Again in child stage 100 beats per minute. And when it convert into or it transfer into child stage to adult stage, that beats rate again decreases. That is near about averagely 72 beats per minute. This is the statistic of heartbeat. Then, what are the factors on which heartbeat rate depends? The factor on which heartbeat rate depends. That is the factors on which rate of heartbeat depends. A rate of heartbeats depends. First, after taking food, a rate of heartbeat increases. That is, increase heartbeat rate after taking food. Then after exercise, again increase heartbeat rate. When the pH of blood decrease, decrease pH of blood, if the pH of the blood decrease, that is the general pH of blood is 7.4, it is alkaline nature as we seen in last lecture. When decrease pH of the blood, then that heartbeat rate increase heartbeat rate. Again, when the temperature of the body increase body temperature. As the temperature of the body increases, rate of heartbeat also increase heartbeat rate. And in high BP condition, if the blood pressure of the body increase, in high blood pressure condition, rate of heartbeat also increase heartbeat rate. In competitive exam question may ask from this point, what happens to the rate of heartbeat when after exercise, when the pH of the blood decreases, when the body temperature increases, in high blood pressure condition, or after taking food. In all these situations, heartbeat rate increases. That is, this is increased heartbeat rate. So, when heartbeat rate increases or increase heartbeat rate is called as tachycardia. Increased heartbeat rate is known as tachycardia. And when the rate decreases, that is decreased heartbeat rate is called as bradycardia. Decreased heartbeat rate is called as bradycardia. These are the main two terms, tachycardia and bradycardia. What do we mean by tachycardia? What do we mean by bradycardia? Tachycardia means increased heartbeat rate and bradycardia means decreased heartbeat rate. Then control of heartbeat. Control of heartbeats in our body. When the increase count is known as tachycardia, decrease count is known as bradycardia. Then how this mechanism happens? Count, decrease count increases in our body or increase count decreases in our body. There are two mechanisms that is regulated by this control of heartbeat, regulated by two mechanisms. Regulated by two mechanisms. Which are the two mechanisms? That is, first one is nervous regulation and hormonal regulation. First, nervous regulation, and second one is hormonal regulation. Nervous regulation and hormonal regulation, that is rate of heartbeat controlled by nervous mechanism. Then how it is controlled? For the regulation of heartbeat, there is a cardiac center which is present in medulla oblongata of our bone, medulla oblongata of brain. This cardiac center present in medulla oblongata of our brain, which is the part of cerebellum, which is known as small brain also. In that, this medulla oblongata present, and this medulla oblongata has one center that is known as cardiac center. This center has two parts. That is, it has first part is cardio-acceleratory center. This cardiac center has two parts. Cardio-acceleratory center. This center. From this center, the nerve arises. That nerve is known as sympathetic nerve. From this cardiac acceleratory center, the nerve arises, that is sympathetic nerve. And this nerve secrete hormone, that is adrenaline. The secretion of this nerve hormone known as adrenaline, and this adrenaline increases the rate of heartbeat. This adrenaline increases heartbeat rate. So this is known as cardio-acceleratory center. Cardio-acceleratory center. Then second one center is known as cardio-innervatory center. Cardio-innervatory center. Innervatory means the center which decreases the count. That is, from this center, vagus nerve arises. Vagus nerve. And this nerve is in parasympathetic nature. This nerve secretes the hormones, that is, liquid, that is acetylcholine. This nerve directly attached with ESN node. So this nerve secretes acetylcholine, and this acetylcholine decreases the rate of heartbeat. This acetylcholine decreases heartbeat rate, means adrenaline, which is secreted by sympathetic nerve, increases heartbeat rate, and the acetylcholine, which is secreted by vagus nerve, decreases heartbeat rate. These two centers are present in medulla oblongata, that is cardio-acceleratory center and cardio-innervatory center. That is, this is a control mechanism with the help of nervous regulation. Next, control mechanism by hormonal regulation. There are two types of the hormones which are secreted by, first is secreted by adrenal gland, which is also known as suprarenal gland, because this gland is present upper part of the kidney, so it is known as suprarenal. Suppose this is a kidney and this gland is present superior to the kidney, so it is known as suprarenal gland or adrenaline gland. This gland secretes two hormones, that is adrenaline, and second one is non-adrenaline. Adrenaline and non-adrenaline. That is this adrenaline and non-adrenaline. Non-adrenaline increases heartbeat rate in normal situation. In normal situation, this non-adrenaline increases the heartbeat rate. But in emergency stage, adrenaline increases heartbeat rate. So it is known as adrenaline hormone also increases heartbeat rate, but in emergency situation or emergency condition. The second gland, that is hormonal regulation by thyroid gland, which secretes thyroxine. This increases BMR, and when BMR increases, automatically rate of heartbeat also increase. Heartbeat rate increase with the help of thyroxine hormone, which is secreted by thyroid gland. These are the two mechanisms through which control of the heartbeat done in our body or in our heart.